right, everybody. I'm so excited about tonight's topic, the power of open and closed doors. I'm going to have some great company with me tonight. We have a first timer, but I'm sure she won't be up here. This won't be her last time coming up here with me. This is Miss Latanya Harris Gooden. I want you
Hello.
guys to say hello to her and everything. And we're going to have some more guests coming in. So they're going to be swirling in around here within the next 30 minutes or so. And I think my co host should be coming on tonight as well. So we're going to be glad to see Quint back with us as well tonight. So I am super excited, so elated about the topic tonight because of what I know God is capable of,
Yes.
right? Y'all already know how I am. Y'all know my motto. What I know he's capable of, what I know he will and cannot do, but I don't feel like there's nothing he can't do. So, you know, we tend to think, and me and her were just having this conversation before we came in here,
Mhm.
that most people tend to think that when God closes the door, it's a bad thing. And it's not most of the time. Most of the time, he closed that door to keep you from something,
Come on.
right? And sometimes that closed door could save your life. It can keep you from a lifetime of heartache that you don't have to deal with and go through
Yes.
unnecessarily. It can keep you from a lifetime of unnecessary things. And then sometimes, just because,
Mhm.
he gives us and he grants us the desires of our heart, that's because that's who he is and that's how good he is. Sometimes we can just press him so much that he allows that door to go back open, and that may not be a good thing, you know. And we have to weigh the options of, are all open doors good doors,
Yes.
right? So you have to know what season you're in most sometimes to understand what door is a good door to enter and what doors you should actually close yourself, right? So we're going to talk
Mhm.
about opening and closing doors tonight. Again, I'm super excited, so elated to have this conversation about this particular topic. We are going to have multiple people coming in tonight. I don't know if everybody is going to stay on when they come on, but they're going to come on and give their point of view. But Miss Latanya is going to be with me for the duration of the show because
Yeah.
I know she got some nuggets for y'all. Okay. And I also want her to tell a little bit about what she does, who she
Okay.
is, and all that good stuff since y'all have never seen her before. So, with that being said, Latanya, can you please tell the people who you are and what you do?
All right. I can do that. I am Latanya Harris Gooden. Call me LHG. That just makes it a little simpler. LHG. Wow. Who am I? I'm a multifaceted, multi-dimensional woman.
Awesome. I like
Many
that, y'all.
layers, many layers, but they're good. They're good. And I'm just at 47 coming into the full awareness of what all those layers are and enjoying them unapologetically. So to God be the glory for this newfound truth that I'm in at 40 and 7 years old. Um, I am a mom. I am a wife. I am a sister. I am a leader. I am a servant of the Lord. um, I I am a boss. I do manage. I am in the insurance industry. I've been in insurance for over 20 years, 21 to be exact next month.
Awesome.
I have over 32 years of customer service experience. So I've been out here in the industry for a long time. I have studied the corporate grind for many decades and looking towards retirement, guys. Living in the creek don't rise. I am the admin for a couple of different Facebook groups. Shades of Chocolate Women Support Ministry has been in existence for almost 11 to 12 years. It's
Awesome.
prayer, support, inspiration, motivation. That's on Facebook. Um, my Forever Love is my marriage page. I put that together when I
Awesome.
got married in 2018. I first had the singles page, Metropolitan Detroit Professional Single. So my single saved people, I need y'all to go over there
Okay.
and join that page. And then when you get married, you go over to the marriage page. You graduate. So, but I did that because I wanted a forum, because being single and saved wasn't easy for me. And I wanted to create my own community. So God blessed me to do that. 300 plus people. And then I have, is that all I got? Marriage, single. I think that's it. For the most part, I am a prayer warrior, a pursuer of peace. I'm on a journey of wholeness and wellness after being the victim of childhood trauma. God is healing me, delivering me from many decades of hurt, rejection, abandonment. So that's where I say there are layers of me. And I was taught growing up, you don't say anything, you just let it go, keep moving. And that only worked for so long. And now at 47, I was smacked in the face with reality that I needed to be healed. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm also a part of SIS, which stands for Sisters Invoking Success, with our
Yes.
visionary coach, Fee, which is how I met this beautiful woman of God. So that's my story in a nutshell. I am a paparazzi consultant too. I do sell jewelry. Polished on Purpose is my business and is my movement. And you'll be hearing more about that in the future. So that's me.
She said, "That's me."
That's
I'm
me.
telling you, I love it though. But she said she was multifaceted.
Yes,
And she
honey.
made it though, and she broke herself down. I loved it. I'm so excited. Oh my God. So y'all heard what she said. So what you got to do is you got to send me the links to all your pages so I can put them out there.
I can do that. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So with that being said, y'all heard it, single people, single professional people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then y'all heard that she has a marriage page. So all the
I
married folks,
do.
come on in
Yes.
here.
Come on. My
All
forever
right, come
love.
on in here. That that includes myself. So come on in here
Yes,
so I can
it
hop on in
does.
there. Right? And let's see what the page has to say.
Let's do it.
So I'm excited about what she is doing and where
Thank
God is about
you.
to take her. Because
Yes,
He is
Pastor.
opening doors for her
Woo.
as we speak. So I promise you, it's so not ironic because I don't think anything is a coincidence. I
Right.
don't believe in coincidences,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe that there are divine, you know, divinely ordered things,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so at the end of the day, we have sometimes we don't know connections that God is trying to put together.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't know jobs that He's directly trying to direct us to because we may be that person that that job needs, that
Oh,
you
yes.
may need to be the person that He sends to that job so you can go and minister to the CEO, right?
Yes.
You
Yes.
don't know why He sends you to a place to do
Yes.
what you have to do sometimes. And with that being said, you have to be able to be open enough,
Yes.
right, to understand where you are, to understand why some things have to be. And we were
Mm-hmm.
also talking, me and her, earlier today. And I want to thank God for the group that I have created, the support group that I created with His help and His idea, His
Yes.
lead, called Prime Life Support Group.
Woo.
So we had a good time
Oh,
tonight
yes.
on the group, and I tell you that sometimes we just don't understand. Um, Life is life. Life is going to happen whether we want it to happen or not, right? And um, sometimes life can throw a real mean curveball,
Ooh.
and we don't know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, right?
Right.
Sometimes when we get them curveballs, we not strong enough to stand up to the plate and hit it back,
Right.
right? And knock it out the park. You
Right.
know, when I used to play softball, the curveballs was my favorite,
All right
right?
now.
Because with the curveball, you would think that the ball was coming straight at you, but you would see
Mhm.
that little wicked turn that it would make, and I would always strike the person out. So, and then that right there was a word in itself.
Come on, preach it.
That was a word in itself right there. But I
Preach.
tell you, that's what happens in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think that everything is going straight, is going just the way that you thought it was supposed to go.
Come
But
on.
that may not be God's will,
Right.
right? And when we step outside, of his will. And we go ahead and make decisions for
Mhm.
ourselves, as we say. Sometimes the decisions we make are not the right decisions.
That's right.
So intel, when we make these decisions, every decision you make has a door by with it, right? So every time you make a decision, you're opening the door to something.
Right.
I want you to understand that, right? And with you opening that door, you have to ask yourself, can you handle the consequences that come
Mm.
behind the door you just opened?
Woo.
Because again, in life, you have multiple doors that will open and close. Life is a revolving door,
Come
literally.
on. Swift
Right?
transition. Come
Right?
on.
It's a revolving door, literally. And it can go smoothly or it can be hell.
Wow.
Right? You, as you get older, decide the way it's going to go.
Yes.
Right? Because God gives us free will. With that free will, you have to ask yourself now that you've grown, and we doing adulting, as people say now. Now that you are grown and you are at this stage of life in your adulting, have you made the proper decisions?
Mm.
What doors did you open,
Mm.
and what doors did you close that should have remained open, but you closed them prematurely,
Ooh.
right? Even with some doors, you open them prematurely.
Mm-hmm.
We know for people that have given birth and got children, you know, when you have children, if you gave birth to a preemie, what happened?
Mm.
Your child had to stay in the hospital for a little while,
Right.
right? Your child had to have what I call the layover moment,
Wow.
right? And that's a moment where your child still has to develop. And most of the hospitals tell you, well, your baby can't go home until they become a certain weight, depending on how preemie they are, right?
Mhm. That's right.
So with certain things, when it comes down to that situation, depending on what stage your child is in, if they're born preemie, they have to remain in the hospital for a while sometimes. I was born premature. I was in the
Wow.
hospital for a whole 6, 7 months before my mama could take me home. Okay.
Wow.
Because I had to be at a certain weight. I was super small. I was like that, y'all. You know. And so when you're born that small, you have to
Mm-hmm.
get 5 or 6 pounds before they let you go. They have to make sure your lungs and stuff are operating right.
That's right.
They have to make sure that you're fully functioning before
Yes.
they let you go. And this is what the Lord does.
Mm.
The Bible tells you to put on the
Whole armor.
whole armor, right? So if he tells you I'm about to send you out, okay. If I'm about
Mhm.
to send Latanya out and I'm the Lord, Latanya, I'm about to send you out. So I need
All
you to
right.
put on the whole armor, right?
All right.
But the only thing she put on is the helmet and the breastplate. And
Oh.
the rest of her is left open.
Oh.
One, she was disobedient because she didn't follow instructions.
Right.
Two, she has now left herself open in a
Exposed.
lot of areas
Woo.
that should have been covered if she would have put on the whole armor like she was told.
Right.
How many times have we done this to ourselves?
Wow.
Left ourselves open for the enemy's attacks. And then
Yes.
when the attacks come, oh my God, God, I can't take it. God, I can't handle it. God, I can't this. But he's like, I told you to put on the whole armor and you didn't do what I said.
Mm.
How many times have we opened ourselves up to things that we should not have opened ourselves up to?
My Lord.
So, again, everything you do, like I said, has a door connected to it. What doors have you opened and what doors have you closed? So you have to ask
Mm.
yourself that in this hour, right? That's
Yes.
what we're talking about tonight. So we're talking about the power of opening and closing doors. So, Latanya, I want you to give the people a encounter that you have had with God opening and closing the door for you. And
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
tell and let them know like exactly what you felt like in the moment and at the time when it opened, at the time when it closed,
Mm-hmm.
where you felt like you were, what you knew he did, and what you felt like if you got disappointed, what you felt like he could have done differently. I
Mhm.
mean, you know how we do. We just gonna be honest. We're gonna be transparent with people.
Let's do
And
it.
just tell him, just tell the folks where your experience with that.
Absolutely. I think first of all, this particular topic is layered. You can go from the relationship perspective of open and closed doors, and you can go corporate. Let's go corporate first, because
Okay.
that's kind of how uh, Prophetess Coco and I met during a book club that involved the corporate. And I am transitioning from corporate to creative, and that's been a big thing that I have been dealing with in my life right now. So from the corporate aspect, when it comes to open doors, many times, first of all, you have to be open and understand that when whatever the situation is, open or closed, be open to the Holy Spirit. Don't approach any door without being in tune to what God has for you, because you still have hands to open and close doors yourself. But you really want to be in tune to, okay, God, is this open door for me? And is this closed door you closing it or someone else closing it? You really got to have a relationship with the Lord, y'all, because I felt as though corporately I designed in my mind what I wanted to do, how far I wanted to go, and the timing that I wanted to be. So when I went for a position in the corporate arena, I felt as though, oh, I got this position. I have been doing this job unofficially, not getting the money for it. But they sometimes have you pilot, they call it pilot certain things, and you're getting the skill, but not the money. But then when the position comes open, you kind of feel as though, oh, I got this. I've been doing it for a year. So I know when the position comes open, they have no reason to tell me no, because I've been literally doing this job. So I put in for the job. And when I did the interview, and I have to be honest, I really felt like I had it in the bag, not in an arrogant sense, but I had been doing the job. So it just made sense to me that they would put me in this position. And when the result came, and the specific phrase they said was, you lack leadership skills. So I'm
Wow.
thinking to myself, now, out of all the people who you brought from an executive level to come sit with me, watch me, monitor me, you've trusted me with the vice president of these different departments to plug into my phone and observe my interactions. When new people come in, you're putting them with me to mentor and coach. So you mean to tell me I'm training, I'm coaching, I'm mentoring, I'm coming early, I'm staying late. You're saying I don't have leadership skills? That makes zero sense. And when I tell you I wanted to curse and create my own curse words, save
Sure you
bad
did.
now, but I really felt betrayed. How
Wow.
could you? I'm the one, when nobody else wants to do that project, I'm the one, I'll do it. Everybody called me crazy. You ain't getting no more money, but I had a plan. So when they told me no, I'm telling you, I felt the lowest of low, because I felt it meant I was incapable of doing that job. I felt it meant I had failed in that area. I had given their rejection and their no so much power that it took me to a very dark place,
Wow.
because I attached the no with failure, incapability. I don't have the goods. And when it come to find out, they didn't even know what this job was going to be. It was so much chaos. It was so much drama around this job. So when the next job came around, a higher level now, I went for that one. Okay. I said, now look, I know I can do this. And this is the one I truly wanted. I would have been settling. Let's just be real. I would have been settling had I took that one, because it was just the first one that came up. I would have been settling. That no came and allowed me to go for the next one. Because if I had said yes to that one and they gave it to me, I would have been stuck for a year. You can't move. You can't move around. You got to be in that job for an entire year. Okay? They stick you in that box for a year. Here comes the one I really wanted, y'all. The one I really wanted. And I was so defeated. And I wasn't even gonna put in for it. I said, I don't need no more no's. That last no blew me out the water. I can't take another no. And I wasn't gonna put in. The very last day that the posting was up, my boss came to me and said, what would you have to lose? If they say no, you got a job. If they say yes, you got your dream job. So why are you contemplating? The very last day, I was up at 11 something at night to beat the midnight deadline. I know they ain't gonna give it to me. They probably got who they want. I'm just gonna do it just to humor myself. That was the yes. That was the yes. And the people who had that other job, they also brought them over to me to train them. You're gonna tell me no, I don't deserve a job, but you want me to train the outside person to do the job you said I wasn't qualified to do.
Come on with it now.
I tell you, I wanted to become violent. I was just that mad. But here's the thing: if I had retreated, stopped doing projects, stopped showing up, I would have fallen into that rut and given them more ammunition.
Come on.
That would have been a no for the next job. Let me tell you something. I did the opposite. I took more classes. I volunteered more. Mad in the mug. I was mad. I had changed the strategy. They wanted me to cut up a black woman. You told her no. She gonna take her headscarf off and she gonna whoop y'all tail. But I did the opposite. I didn't let them see me. I didn't let them see me fuck. Baby. I did all my ranting and raving to my mama and my sister. Okay? And my cousins. But when I came in that job, baby, it was game on.
That's it.
Position me, position me for the correct yes.
Come on. That part. That part.
Come on. And I wasn't even gonna do it. I was like, you know what? No. I can't take the rejection, because when you get a no and you got rejection issues, it takes you deep. It takes you deep. It's like it's beyond the job. It's like, dang, what's up with me? What's up with me? What's up with me? So we have to stop connecting no with you couldn't do it. It's not that I was incapable. God didn't want me in that chaos. He had already prepared a table for me somewhere else. Come on now. Thank you, Lord. Up for more money, more responsibility, and I had my own team with that job. Let me tell you something. If I had retreated, if I had fallen into the trap of getting an attitude, coming late, taking longer breaks, longer lunch, calling off all the time, that would have given them the ammunition. See, that's why we didn't get that job. See, have it. Listen, y'all. The no was the greatest gift from God in that moment. Yeah. Woo. It had zero to do with my incapability. I had every skill. I trained the person that got the job. But it was something bigger. And if I had gotten stuck and for a year, somebody else would have gotten the job. I really don't settle. Don't settle. If that's not what you really want, leave it alone. And that's even in relationships. If you know that man ain't good for you, I know he's the one that's there right now and you're lonely, but you already know y'all ain't yoked up right.
You better talk good, man. You better talk good.
Don't settle.
You better talk right.
When you sacrifice, you know what, God, I'm gonna wait on you. I'm waiting on you. I don't want Mr. Right now. I want Mr. God send him and wrap him up in a red bow, chicken wings on his forehead. Come on. If I had gotten that job, it would have been chaos. God said no. and he closed that door and he opened an entire different door for me. And that was the opening that took me to where I am today.
Come on.
I came in that job 20 years ago on the phones in a call center for 15 years. They didn't want me to excel. They didn't think somebody on the phones could get into leadership. You don't tell me what I can't do. Who is you?
Come on.
Who made you Jesus the Christ and the 12 disciples standing around him holding his hand? What's wrong with you? So that was my breakout job. I finally got into supervision and I can show them what I was capable of. And God used that job to catapult me into a whole nother area. Now, let's fast forward to last week. I got a letter, okay, that gave me a no, okay? And I knew I had a yes. And I went live. Coco, you saw it?
Yeah.
That no took me into depression. I was struggling. I didn't want to go live because I didn't want to cry. But something told me to go ahead and go live. That letter said no. I had applied for another job that I just knew I had it. I'm like, I can do this. This is what I need. And when that thing came back and said no, I said, I really want to curl up into a fetal position. I had a flashback of what had happened to me 20 years prior. I said, I really want to cry. I don't want to get out of bed. But you know what? I felt, no, I'm going to go live and just talk it through with my VIP page. I'm just going to go live and talk it through. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'm going to just start talking and maybe this weight will be lifted up off me. And what came to me was, again, this no is not because you couldn't do this job. If you just be patient, there's something else brewing. There's something else waiting. The same thing you did 20 years ago, you're going to have to do it again because I have something bigger. I picked the job that made sense for me. I had the skills. We go for what makes sense. God goes for what makes peace.
That part.
Yes.
Two different things. I went qualification by, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. Submit, apply. But that might not have been peace for me.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
And at 47 years old, peace is just as good as cold hard cash for me.
Yes, it is.
I don't want to be nowhere God hasn't sent me.
That part.
There's an assignment and there's an unassignment. I want to know when I'm supposed to be somewhere and not be somewhere. And I want to be led by the Holy Spirit. And sometimes God uses that no just to nudge us. That's not it. That's not it. Keep honing your skills, sweetheart. You are my child. I haven't forgotten about you. Keep adding to your worth. Keep adding things to your resume. Polish up. Get ready. But that wasn't the door.
Come on.
So when he closed the door, I said, I wonder if my resume didn't look good enough. Maybe I should have added a better cover letter. And I heard biggest day. I closed it. Now don't go touch the doorknob again.
See?
I closed it for a reason. Don't you touch it. Because if you open it again and you go out there and it's not my will, you really gonna be messed up. I closed it for a reason. It's closed, move forward and keep it moving. Something else is coming. Now, here's the thing. The time between the open doors and the closed doors, that period in between, is intricate and it's very serious. When that door is closed and the other one hasn't opened yet, that's your time to get restored, renewed, revived, freshen up. Don't go get no rebound boyfriend, honey. Sit your behind down, get before the Lord, wash off what you just came out of, and get ready for what God is going to bring your way. That in between time is critical, y'all. Use it wisely. Use it the time you get a little bit more education, you get a little bit more prayer, a little bit more Jesus, a little bit more water, whatever you got to do to hydrate. Get you a couple walks in. Start praising him for what's coming in advance. Can you praise him when the door just got slammed in your face?
Yeah.
That's real faith. I don't
Yes,
even
it
see a
is.
new door yet, but I'm getting ready to praise you as if the open door is in front of me right now.
Yes.
Right now, as if I can see the light, like, I'm gonna praise him as if the door is open up from heaven right now. And I'm looking at Jesus' toenails. Do you hear me?
You better go
Do you
ahead.
hear me? Lord, y'all. Don't go settling for nothing that ain't God. You will set yourself back decades
Come
dealing
on.
with stuff that is
Jesus.
not
Woo.
ordained by God.
Come on.
Jesus.
I'm so serious. Get at his feet and say, God, you lead me. It's a whole bunch of opinions and voices out here. You need to hear directly from your Savior.
Yeah.
And if he didn't say go, don't you even look that way.
Ooh.
Don't even entertain it. I'm almost 50. I don't have time to be set back.
That part.
Yes.
I don't have time to play. I don't. I want to be in position and I want to be postured in such a way that he finds me ready. He finds me in a posture of gratitude. You start thanking him as if that thing just hit like a meteor. That's a crazy praise. I don't even know where it's coming from, but I know it's coming. I don't even know where to look, but I'm going to keep my eyes to the hills.
Yes, ma'am.
That's where my help comes from. He is my source. So even before the next door opens, you need to visualize yourself walking through that door.
Look.
Polished on purpose. Ready? You got your portfolio, you got your bags packed, and you ready. You never know when that divine connection will come. And you don't know what it's going to look like. You got to be open. You might think you know what you need, but your Father has your best interest in mind beyond what you can ever dream of. So you thank him for the door you just got closed on you, and you thank him for the one he's going to open. And if it ain't him, run.
You better sell it.
And trust that he'll provide for you in the meantime and in between time. Okay? You drop the mic and you don't go pick it up.
Yes.
The problem is when you go back and pick it up. And why is you still in the room? The door was closed. Come out of there.
Yeah.
Come out of there. You stand in these closed rooms too long. Come out of there.
Jesus.
Well, they hurt you, but come out from among them.
Ma'am.
Come off.
Yes.
Come off.
Yes.
They can't hurt you. They can't reach you.
That part. Say that again for the folks in the cheap seat.
Access denied. Control or delete. Change the password.
Yes. Yes.
Change the password.
Woo. I'm about to
And I'm
burn my
talking
whole
to
lip over here
myself
with you.
because it is so easy to equate a no with failure. But that's not always the case. And when you allow your mind to go that route, that is the enemy's playground. See?
Yeah.
You ain't good like you thought you was. You ain't got it no more. Somebody younger got it. Somebody skinnier got it. Somebody with some edges got it. They ain't want you.
Wow.
Next thing you know, you so low that when the door open, you ain't even see it. Come on. Do not let the enemy take your self-esteem in this season, in that restorative in-between time. You got to build up your most holy faith. Polish yourself up. Get yourself ready. Go get you a new dress.
Come on, ma'am.
Honey, get your little folks out and be ready for the call.
Come on, man.
Mm. Thank
You
you,
want to
Lord.
be ready when the call comes through, when the connection comes through. You want to be locked and loaded.
Mm.
Everything in this place, like when a mother is preparing for her baby, that
Yes.
bag is packed, boo. She got diapers, she got bottles, she got onesies, she got t-shirts right by the door. Huh? Same
Mm.
principle. When that call comes, or you start doing that thing, baby, up, time to go. The call came, grab the bags, let's move. You're not gonna have time to look anymore.
That's it.
It's coming.
That's it.
We have evolved. Life in the corporate arena is never gonna be the way it used to. People ain't going in offices no more. Everything is virtual. People doing the chat, they ain't calling. We are evolving. Companies are evolving. Some are making it and some are not.
Mm-hmm.
So if God has placed in you an entrepreneurial spirit, cultivate it. Because ain't no more pensions. Social Security about to be gone. You got to work till you're 92.
Mm. Yeah.
Get yourself ready for greater. In this in-between season, this restorative season, let God heal you where you hurt. Get some education. Learn about stuff that intimidated you. Dividends and Roths and stocks. I hate that kind of stuff. But I want to know about it now, honey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be intimidated anymore about that kind of stuff. I plan on being wealthy. All these free classes they giving out online, learn about stocks, Bitcoin, all this other kind of stuff. Learn it. The people of God need to stop being scared. We ain't in heaven yet, honey.
That part.
Mm-hmm.
The abundant life needs to be happening down here. Down
Mm-hmm.
here.
That part.
Come on. So while I wait for a new door to open, y'all, I'm in anticipation. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I got
Mm-hmm.
my journal, and when God gives me something, I'm writing, I'm praying,
Yes.
I'm worshiping,
Mm-hmm.
I'm educating, I'm posturing myself. I want to be in the right place when God brings that thing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to let that go right there, Coco, because that's
Listen,
exactly
listen. Can I tell you, you just ministered to my spirit so
Jesus.
hard.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Because let me tell you something. After my cousin died, the Lord told me to get up out of that horizontal position and get in a position of vertical.
Come
It's time
on.
for you to go
Mm-hmm.
up and not be so laid back and nonchalant.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for you to
Mm-hmm.
enhance the quality of your life. Get up off your seat or do nothing, because sometimes
Yes.
doors come into the form of people. Now, you got to
Yeah.
recognize
Yes.
when them people enter into
Mm.
the room. You got to recognize when them people are saying, listen, this is what you need to be doing, and this is how you need to be doing it. And whatever you need, I got you. And he will position you, because
Mm-hmm.
he said your gift will make room for you. So when you walk in the room and
Yes.
you change the atmosphere and that gift make room for you, people will be like,
Wow.
okay, I got you. Look, I started school not on financial aid, but scholarships, okay? Scholarships and
Mm-hmm.
stuff I don't have to pay back, and then tuition reimbursement. So whatever I put out is coming back to me. Then you
Yes.
got nurses saying, listen, let me tell you, let's start your clinicals now. I got you. Let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me, every time you work with me, I got you. You gonna start this. Here's an IV. Here's a needle. You gonna do what the Lord called you to do. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
a matter of you opening your mouth, seeing when God, not you,
Come
seeing
on.
when God says it's time for you to get up off that. Stop procrastinating. You've been in this
Whew.
same position for way too long, saying this is what you about to do. Okay, you about to buy your house? Contact that realtor. What you waiting on? Get your credit in order. Why you keep
Woo.
saying, well,
Yeah.
listen, oh, I got to work on this. But wait, you didn't do nothing to start the process of working on it. You
Yeah.
still sitting on your seat of do nothing. What are you going to do to enhance the quality of your life? I give you every tool you need to do it, but you don't recognize it. You still sitting there. You wallowing in your mess. You still sitting there. You acting up. You still sitting there. You mad at the world. Yeah, you could be mad for a minute, but look, how long you gonna give the devil? We can endorse for a night, but joy cometh in the morning.
Good morning.
Are you gonna give the devil? How long are you gonna stay on your seat or do nothing? How long are you gonna be sick and tired of being sick and tired and not changing your circumstances? How long? When is enough enough? When will you transition? Do you recognize when the shift is coming? Are you ready? Ready for the shift? Because some of us already shifting and not recognizing it. You didn't recognize when that transition took place? You didn't recognize when I said, you're not going to tolerate this no longer. You're not going to allow people to pull you down any longer. You the competition, look in the mirror. Why are you competing against this one and that one when you're supposed to be helping them to come up? What's the problem?
Jesus.
What's the problem? The things that you know, why you intimidated because you think somebody know more than you? No. Why? Learn from them. Glean from them. Get to know what all you need to know from that person. There's not a competition. You open your mouth, you'll see. Right. Look, I was at work yesterday and I had a lady that I was taking care of. And I kid you not, in a matter of 2 minutes, this woman went into a rapid response. She was dying, okay? She was going under. I went for her nurse. She did nothing. I said, oh, man, something got to give. We got to do this lady. She yelling out. She crying. Oh, no. How would you treat your loved one? What would you do? First, get some help. Yes. Get somebody else. You're not gonna let this lady die on you. You're not gonna let your vision die. Woo! You're not gonna let your goals die. You're not gonna die.
Jesus.
Are you gonna get up? Are you gonna get in the right posture, or are you gonna stay laid out in that horizontal position? Jesus. Depressed, aggravated, frustrated, on the verge of suicide.
Yeah.
But you not trying to change your circumstance and you blaming everybody else. Take responsibility. Take accountability.
Yes.
Life.
That's it.
Enough is enough. Why are you depressed? When all this stuff is, look, the Lord is giving stuff out for free. Enough is enough. What do you want? Go after it.
Ooh, come on.
Why are you sitting there? But you're not willing to go after it. Faith without works is dead.
Yes.
You can't have faith and not do the work. If you have the faith, the grain of a mustard seed, you can move your mountains. What's your mountain? What needs to be removed? Identify it.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Identify it.
Yes.
What's holding you back? What has to be moved out of your life? Drop the baggage. Why are you holding on to it? What are you receiving in your ears in this season? What's you receiving in your spirit in this season?
Jesus.
What are you receiving?
Jesus.
You gotta make a choice. You gotta make a choice. The choice is yours. God gives us free will. Either you're gonna sit there and stay there, or you're gonna get up and go after it.
Come on.
The choice is yours. I choose to get up.
Yes.
I choose to enhance the quality of my life. I choose not to stay in the same place I was in 2 months ago.
Come on.
How about yesterday?
Yes.
How about a minute ago? That's my past. So I won't wallow in it. That's my past. I can't change nothing I did a minute ago. I can repent and I can move forward. It's gone. So what you gonna do? You gonna stay stuck in guilt?
Come on.
Or you gonna walk in forgiveness? What you gonna do?
Ooh.
Enough is enough in this season.
Amen.
6 more months in the year.
That's it.
Days is getting shorter. 2023 coming in. You gonna be in the same position?
That part.
Struggling? I choose not. I choose not.
Ooh.
Your finances gonna be the same? I don't think so.
Come on.
You gotta work a little bit harder. You gotta push a little bit harder. For what? Another 6 months? So that those doors can, oh my God. Those windows.
Yes.
Oh my God. The overflow that's coming in your life. The overflow.
Jesus.
You got to see it for yourself. Why somebody speaking into you? Speaking into you. You speaking into you.
You speak it. Yes.
You say I shall have no lack. You look in the mirror and say, God is giving me overflow. You look in the mirror and say, I am the head and not the tail. You look in the mirror and you say, listen, I am the lender and not the borrower. I'm above and not beneath. No more. I won't struggle. No, my struggle is over.
Over.
It's over. I thank you, woman of God. Because let me tell you something. For the past 3 days, I tell you the enemy tried to keep me down. The distraction, the pain, if you understand the pain that I'm in right now.
Jesus.
I took some pills and I forgot. I was out. When I woke up, I said, oh my God. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to let them go ahead and do the show. That was a distraction.
Jesus.
My face swollen and everything. But I thank God. I thank God. I said, I seen the text from Coco. We waiting on y'all. I said, let me get up. Let me get up. It's 14 after, but I'm getting up. Then my other computer, the microphone, it blocked me again. I said, oh, okay. Bring my other computer. Bring my other computer, because that's a distraction. It's trying to hold you down. Do you recognize your distraction? Do you recognize those weights? Do you recognize those leeches? Do you recognize those people that's trying to keep you in that downward position? Do you recognize who you're supposed to let go of?
Yes.
Everybody can't have the same access they had a year ago. Everybody can't have the same access they had 2 months ago. You go with some place, everybody can't go with you.
Come on.
Jesus.
Come on.
They can't go with you. Certain things, listen, certain things, the Lord is making room strictly for you. And you got to walk it alone. That means you got to get some neology. You got to play a little bit harder.
I like that.
Look, you got to fast a little bit more, turn that plate down.
Yes.
Your health is at stake. Get up and exercise. Go walk in a half hour a day. Get that salt. Look.
Yeah.
I was listening to a man of God. He said, do you understand why soda do not quench your thirst? They put salt in it.
Yes.
So it's going to make you thirsty. It's going to keep you wanting more. The only thing that quenches your thirst is water. But we don't want that.
No, we don't want it.
Because it's holy. Because it's healthy.
Right.
Because it's going to take them that toxic stuff out of your body. But we don't want that. We craving all the sugar. We craving the salt. We got high blood pressure. We swelling up.
Yeah.
All that stuff with stress. We going after the stress. We won't let it go. Why? Why you wallowing in it? Why won't you let it go? When he told me to cast all my cares upon him because he cares for me.
Yes, he does.
Why you going after revenge when he said, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, and I will repay them?
Jesus.
He said he'll make your enemies your footstool.
Yes. Yes, he did.
What you do with a footstool? Step on it.
Step on it.
As
Step
you go
on
up,
Mm-hmm.
it makes you higher.
Ah!
So I look to the hills, which cometh my help, and
Yeah.
all my help comes from the Lord.
Yes, Lord.
When the enemy comes in like a flood, the
Come
Spirit
on.
of the Lord will lift up a standard in your life. What's
Yes.
your standard?
Ah!
Do you understand it? Do you have one?
Yeah.
Do you have one? Because some of us, look, we just recognizing the standards that we have.
Yes.
We just recognizing our worth. We just recognizing that we priceless.
Yes.
We just recognizing that we deserve more.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
So how are you getting rid of those things that are not allowing you to walk in your full potential? How are you getting rid of those things that are not allowing you to walk in your destiny? That are holding you back from where God wants you to be? Why are you walking past the mirror instead of looking in it every chance you get?
Jesus.
See yourself the way God sees you.
Yes.
Don't see you how that world is labeling you.
Ooh.
A no is not a no. You won't tell me no anymore. You won't tell me I can't do it. And you won't be mediocre. Why? Because God say I could do it. He said it, and that settles it.
Done.
So I'm going to do it.
Yes.
I can, I shall, and I will.
Yes.
I don't care how long the process takes. I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to grow through it. You could keep the mindset of lack. You could keep the mindset of not getting the knowledge and the wisdom that you have, that you need to learn that next, whatever it is. What's your next? My next is now. Okay? My next is growth. My next is that nurse. But guess what? I keep saying, I'm gonna just be an LPN. And every other nurse said, no, you're not. Why? Why would you settle? I said, I'm gonna check into it. They said, do the bridge. It only take another 9 months. All right. I'm gonna check into this. Not only that, I said, listen, I start fundamentals in September, but I need these conversions. I opened my mouth. Didn't know this woman, worked with her one time. She said, my fiance is a teacher. Call me. He'll help. Because when he helped me, I got it with no problem. Just call me. Just call me. You have not because you ask not. What's your need? What is your need? It's not about your finances. Sometimes it's about who you know. It ain't even about what you know.
That part.
It ain't about what you know. It's about who you know. Stop walking in them past experiences and walk in your now. Because everybody ain't where they used to be. But you want to see them there. Are you still seeing you how you used to be? That's not me. That's not me. I told somebody yesterday, they said, listen, look, this is how God shows favor. I only been on my job for 3 months, okay? You're not supposed to move for 6 months. Remember, you said that year. My manager was moving, okay, to a different floor, and we was getting another manager. While we was in the meeting, I said, could we move with our manager? Before they answered the question, I started applying to where my manager was moving. God opened the door. So now I'm in the cardiac unit, which means what? More experience.
Yes.
More experience. 3 months. Favor. So now I'm with a bunch of student nurses or nurses that just finished school, took your NCLEX, that can help. Or other RNs, okay? They in the same color uniform as me. I'm not intimidated by you. But I'm going to ask every dumb question that I can. Why? Because I'm going to pick your brain.
Exactly.
I'm going to pick your brain.
Yes.
Until you say, don't talk to me no more. But I'm going to have everything I need.
That's right.
Why? Because you have not, because you ask not. And when you move up, guess what you did? You pulled me up with you.
Yes.
I got the knowledge. I got everything I needed to succeed. What you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Go after what you want. Yes. Now is the time. Yes. We've been under an open heaven since last year. God has been opening major doors since last year. Doors for healing. Listen. Doors for financing. Doors for knowledge. Doors for whatever you want. It's a matter of you building that firm foundation, getting that intimate relationship with him, having a pure heart. I didn't say perfect. I said pure heart, and walking in obedience to him. Don't be a people pleaser. Your pastor is not your God. Can I say that again?
Yeah.
Yes,
your pastor is not your God. Know the difference. Do not people please. God speaks to you too. Get the guidance that you need in order to enhance the quality of your life.
Yes.
And move forward. Don't stay stuck. Now is not the time.
That's right.
It's not the time. You can have whatever you need, whatever you want. He's giving us the desires of our heart.
Yes.
It's a process. But guess what? You can do it. Let me tell you how low. It wasn't even low, because sometimes you got to downgrade in order to upgrade. Okay?
You do.
Okay. So last year, I decided I had a car. I had a Dodge Journey that I did not like. I said, Coco, I'm over it. Right? It was in July. I stopped paying the bill. I was over it. I knew what was coming behind me not paying the bill, but I made a choice. I don't like the car. They don't want to work with me. I'm paying too much for a car that I don't like, and I'm over it. They came and got my car in January. Now I stopped paying in July. Okay? 2 months later, I got the car I wanted. They like, you know you need a car. It's okay. Gotta make a way. He'll open those doors. He'll open the doors for you. So now I'm paying the same amount that I was paying. Wow. Now I owe what I owed on that other car, and I got what I wanted.
Wow. My God.
Nothing changed.
My God.
Within 2 months, I had to downgrade in order to upgrade.
My God. Come on.
Woo! And it's still affordable.
My God.
But I chose not to be in what I didn't want.
Didn't settle.
I didn't settle.
Jesus.
You don't have to. You deserve more.
Ooh. Jesus.
See your worth.
Yes.
Know your worth.
Yes. Yes.
Go after what you deserve.
Go
With
get
that
it.
being said, I'm gonna turn this over.
Woo. That's rich. That's rich.
Guys, see, look. I'm just glad I'm obedient.
Good Lord.
It works every time. That's all I got to say. Okay. With that being said, we're gonna move on to Crystal because she's driving y'all, so we're gonna let her do what she got to do.
Yes.
So that look, don't hurt yourself doing what the Lord said. Okay?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Go ahead.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hey, sometimes we can be so hard-headed when God is trying to close doors for us. When the young lady, Miss Latanya, was talking about her job, I was working at Norfolk Naval, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna work till I retire. But God was like, not so. And I got injured, and when I first came in, they didn't want us. Let me go back a little bit. They weren't giving overtime because they were like, you don't have experience or whatever. Certain people was in certain cliques, then they would give them certain favors. So as I got to be my third or fourth year, and I'm in apprenticeship, I get a part-time job, which God blessed me with. So after that, they want to throw overtime at me, not realizing, okay, Crystal, this is not the place that you need to be at. I started developing stomach pains, anxiety. It was bad. So I went to go get overtime. I asked the guy, I said, can I please work for your shop? Because my shop won't give me overtime. And he was like, well, I got Sunday available. So I said, Lord, I don't really want to work on Sunday, because that's your day, but I do need the money. I said, but can you give me a sign? Ladies, y'all need to be careful when you ask God to give you a sign. Because I was in the car with my grandmother, my mom, my daughter, my cousin, and we got in a car accident that Saturday. I was supposed to report to work that Sunday. We were on our way to go see my uncle in the hospital. And my grandmother was driving. We couldn't go to a funeral on my mom's side of the family because we're trying to help my uncle. So we stopped at the red light, and I prayed to God. I said, please, please give me a sign, Lord, because I don't want to be disobedient. I know Sunday's your day, even though I need money, and I hate to tell them no because I asked them, when I tell you God will answer you and you don't expect the answer he's going to give you, my grandmother's sitting at the red light. This guy comes from the red light, turns green, and grandma's taking her foot off the brake. She's still holding it because we haven't taken off yet. This guy comes from the left-hand lane, and he runs into the back of us. He pushes the trunk in. It wasn't but the grace of God and my grandmother's foot that we didn't flip because he hit us terrible. And I was asking God for guidance, but when I asked, I said, Lord, please give me a sign. And he closed the door so I wouldn't work on Sunday. And after I got in that car accident, I was taken out of work for 2 months. I said, okay, Lord, and then I healed and he let me go back to work. Worked a little bit. My legs swole up. Before I knew it, I was taken out of work again on total disability. So I go to the doctor. I'm like, Lord, and the doctor says, well, Crystal, I got to take you out for 6 weeks. I said, okay. I come back. He was like, I still got to keep you out. I said, well, Lord, I was just hoping, to go back to work. And what he was saying is, I'm taking you out of there. So he closed the door because I was not strong enough to close the door. Not saying, okay, Crystal, I have better for you. And he needed to take me off the job because I had a calling on my life. And it wasn't that I didn't want to serve him, is that job would have required so much of my time, and they were not really into religion like that. And even now, he's closing doors. And I do need to pray more and fast. I do. And I apologize because Lord knows I need to do more of that. But he's closing doors as we speak. I'm dealing with something with my daughter. And it's like he's shutting doors to people who really don't mean me any good. He's closing them. And it's like, Crystal, you're being hard-headed. Let me go in and shut it for you. And I prayed to God because I was trying to go to TCC. And I was taking classes there. And he shut the door there. Because they were like, okay, all of a sudden you need 2,300. And I asked myself, well, I asked you if me going to the apprenticeship was going to be a problem with me starting school, trying to get in nursing. So I had some issues with that. He closed that door. But then I had applied to Centera, and they asked me in an email, if you want to still work for us, and I know this is from God because I was not looking for it, then we could train you for medical assistant. And I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm listening. Because sometimes we could get really complacent or we don't listen. And God has a sense of humor. Because even with him opening the door for me to do lift, because I was like, Lord, I'm trying to work. Can you please open the door? I know you don't want me to go back there. And I didn't want to be hard-headed. And as I've been ministering to people in his car, he has sent me to Regent University, to around a student center. I'm like, okay, God, I know you. I thought about this school, but I was like, okay, I'm inching. So he sent me back again. And sometimes we, get hard-headed. He's like, okay, let me put this in front of you because you're not listening. So he has closed doors and been opening doors as well. And like the lady said, he said, he shall provide all your needs according to his riches and glory if we would listen to him. And I was being hard-headed of not listening. I was letting things in the world, and I'm getting better at them, praying to God, not to distract me, because the world will send so many things at you, and you'll think it's a blessing from God, and it's not. It's not a blessing. And you're just like, oh, Lord, I thought, you blessed me, but the devil can bless people too.
Yep.
And now I'm like, Lord, I feel alone, but I know you're here, because he's like, okay, you don't need this person. You don't need this person. And he's literally removing them out of my life. Literally. He had my godmother prophesied to me, and she said, I talked to God, and God told me to tell you, you have a special assignment on your life. And you're built for this. Dry your tears. You can do this. And she's telling me, and I'm crying, because I'm like, Aunt Tanya. And I said, Aunt Tanya, and she said, I can't say anything else to you because God told me to hang the phone up. So I'm walking down the street trying to get to the bus stop, and I see my uncle, and he picks me up and takes me to Navy Federal. And I told him, I said, Unc, tell her, Aunt Tanya, that I'm going to do what God told me to do. Do you know, a week after that, God took her home? It was almost like she was pushing me, like catapulting me to go to my purpose. And sometimes, Lord, forgive me, I get to the point where I'm like, I don't want to go, because I'm like, Lord, you took her. You took my mom in 2019, and she told me to continue to pray. I did not know that God would put me on an intercessor team, but she was preparing me. And then he left my aunt. I said, you know what, God, thank you. I got my godmama. I'm all right. And then he took her. But she was like, Chrissy, you got an assignment. You got to go forth. And I'm like, Aunt Tanya. She was like, listen to me. Dry your tears. You can do this. And I thank God, because ever since I was a little kid, she could always tell me to do stuff. If I went to do something, she looked at me, I would just stop in my tracks. And God used her all throughout my life. He knew that I would listen to her, but his voice would come through her. And he told her to tell my soldier she's got to go forth. And when they told me, I was like, no, because I didn't want to accept it. But she had did everything she could do. She had pushed me forward. She had gave me all the guidance God had gave her to give me.
She did her job.
And he had
She did her job.
She did.
Like I told people, and I think, matter of fact, I think me and Latonya was talking. I was like, he puts people in your life. Everybody ain't lifelong. Some people just come along to teach you something.
That's it.
That's the reason why he connects you to them. It's something that you need to learn. When he sends you to a leader, that leader is meant to cultivate you, not keep you in-house.
That's right.
You understand? Your leaders are meant to cultivate you and send you out. That's what they meant to do. And that's what people are. People are for the same thing. First of all, what are you supposed to get from them? When he makes the connection, the next thing you need, okay, what am I supposed to get from her? What am I supposed to get from him? Why did you connect us together? Because there's a reason. There's always a reason. And at the end of the day, if you are not spiritually inclined enough to know why you're connected to certain people, places, and things, you will either mistreat it, you will misuse it, you will miss the whole purpose of why you was connected to it in the first place.
That's right.
And then you will be stuck. What would have happened if your godmother would have never made that call? Would you have started doing what you were supposed to do? Eventually, yeah. But would you
Eventually,
have
yeah.
got the fight in you that you got now to get up and go do it?
My God.
No.
Certain things happen for certain reasons.
That's
When
it.
I got sick, I didn't understand why. But I got sick so he could put me in a position with him so that I could step with him to do what I'm doing right now.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Every connection on this screen has been weird. Okay? Every connection on the screen has been weird. My connection with Quint was weird. But when we came together, it came together because she was selling me something. We did not come together. That is, everybody think that is not how that works. It came together because she was trying to sell me CBDs. Okay? Me and Latoya came together over a book club.
A book club.
Wow.
I connected to Amber through her, the person she was behind at the time. I know Crystal from church.
Yes.
So every connection is different.
Yes.
Yes.
But the whole thing behind it is, do you understand the purpose of your connection?
Yes. Yes. And prophetess, seasons have scenes
Yes.
like a play. And
They
many
got
times
baby.
the characters change.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
and like you mentioned your godmother, Sister Crystal, I felt that way about my grandmother. And when the Lord took my grandma, I said, Lord, I thought you loved me. Now you didn't slave me, and I don't. Come on now. I asked her to stay with me to the rapture. She was like, ma'am, I can't say that. And sometimes I see how God had to take her because I held on to her so tough.
Correct.
That was my security blanket, Sister Crystal. And as long as my grandmother was walking the earth, I felt safe.
See?
I felt connected. I felt grounded. And when she went home to be with the Lord, it was like, okay, now you can stand on your 2 feet. The training wheels are off.
The crutch is gone.
It's game on now. It's game on now. And everything that she taught me down to her last breath, I have put into action. And it hurts, but as these seasons in your life change and the characters change, there's context to characters, and then there's context when they have to go.
Come on.
Yeah.
Because that means now it's on us.
Come on.
And you mentioned, I think that was you that mentioned, everybody is not going to be able to go. Evangelist Quint, I think you mentioned this too. The characters change as you go to different levels.
That's
I
right.
had people in my life who only felt connected through pain.
See?
When we only have pain in common,
Wow.
and then when I start to elevate through God and you get mad at me, I gotta cut you. And I mean family, I mean friends.
Yeah.
You only connect to me when I'm down. You only connect to me when I'm crying. You only want to be around me when I'm pacifying your issues. But when God starts to move me, grow me, groom me, she acting funny. She ain't treating me right. Well, honey, you helped me pray for this. Did you not believe that God would do it? God is doing what we prayed for, ma'am, sir. So if you didn't believe it, I can't help that. I believed it. And now that I'm walking in it, I'm okay cutting the cord because you are a hindrance if you ain't helping.
That's right.
Either you pushing me higher or you pulling me out of something. If you ain't pushing or pulling, I have no place for you. There's no part for you in this play.
Right.
No room in the end. And it's uncomfortable, but you have to radically accept the fact that there's some connections that you're going to have to disconnect from no matter how it hurts.
That's it.
It may hurt for a season.
That's it.
Like construction. I hate orange barrels. They get on my nerves. But when they go away, it's gonna be smooth. It may take a year, it may take 5. But when you come back on this road, you're like, oh, this thing is smooth, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with our lives and our connections. When it's time to cut, just because they come from Finkel and Myers with me, they may not be able to roll with me now.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
We came up in the hood together, but we ain't the same no more. We 2 different
That's
people.
it.
Right.
That's it.
I love you. I pray for you. You can be a Facebook friend. That's fine. But if you ain't rocking with me where I'm trying to get and trying to go,
That's it.
that I can't attach myself to you. Because I don't want to be so distracted by you that I miss God's open door.
That's
That's
right.
it.
Yes.
You gotta say it.
These connections, these divine connections, are going to replace the ones who walk away.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking family.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And God will heal the hurt.
That's right.
Because those generational curses, choices, whatever you want to call it, it's got to stop. The poverty mindset goes back generations, centuries. And I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
There has to be something more.
Amen.
So watch people who want to talk you out of the greater. Well, you can't do that, girl. Why would you try to be a RPN, LPN, HGICLON? Girl, that's too many letters. Listen here. You stay where you at. I'm going to go up here and do a little bit more.
That part.
And go as far as I can go.
That
And like
part.
Quinn said, people, when she picks the brain, they ain't going to even know that she picking their brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to do it and finesse it, but they don't even realize you are getting
We
the
just have a
information
conversation.
in such a smooth, and I ain't got nothing to prove way.
Look, we just having a conversation.
Come on.
That's it. That's it.
Well, how does she know that? I asked you the question. How does she know how to do that? I watched you.
Right.
And some people want a knowledge hoard.
Yeah.
Which is the devil. Why? You can't take it in the grave.
You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you.
You sure can't.
I've known people who don't want to tell nobody nothing because they scared and intimidated that you will take the knowledge and be better. Well, baby, hey, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit.
Look,
that's it.
It is what it is.
My problem when I first started coming up in the church.
Come on.
I can't stand it today. I couldn't stand it then, and I so despise it now. Okay, don't think that because I'm coming up and I come in and I'm willing to help and I'm willing to do that I'm trying to take what you feel like you already established. I don't want what you got.
Don't want it.
Right.
Don't want no parts for real.
That part. I don't want what you got. Trust me, wherever the Lord is taking me and however He gonna take me through it to get there, you don't want to go there either.
Come on.
That's right.
Right.
When people sit back and you talk about your anointing and you talk about the cost of your oil, honey, my oil cost me something. It's super expensive, and no, you can't be a part.
That's right.
I'm not gonna waste it. Right? It's no more wasting of the oil, right? And at the end of the day, you think about what happened when you let oil sit too long. It go rain. It go rain. It's no good after that. People think oil got a long shelf life, and it don't. If you don't keep the oil fresh or use it while you have the time to use it,
that's right,
it goes stale.
Yes, it does.
And friendships
won't even pour out.
Right. Friendships do the same thing. Relationships do the same thing. If I'm constantly telling you there's better in you to do, why you sitting there dealing with that, why you done that, I'm gonna stop talking. Until you get it for you, I'm gonna stop talking. Because that's I have now wasted too much time, too much energy, and way too much oil trying to keep you from doing what you're gonna do anyway. Your mind is already made up. At the end of the day, now it's between you and the Lord. However He see fit, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna continue to pray. And when you ready, Let's go. But until then,
And
the
then
Lord is
people
doing
get
that
offended with
now.
your silence.
Right.
Why are
But
you offended?
the Lord is doing that now.
Right.
Think about it. We people do us just like we do the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna prostitute him. I'm
Right.
not
Not
gonna
at all.
call on you just when I need you. If you
Mm-hmm.
my friend, if you my friend, I'm gonna call you every day. If I
Mm-hmm.
don't call you every day, you're gonna get a text message from me. If I don't call you, it's because you know I was busy. I work, you work. We
Mm-hmm.
working on something. And when we come back together, it's just like everything's still clever.
Right.
That's what true friends do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I got a best friend that I lost contact with for 10 years almost. When we got
Mm-mm.
back together, it's just like we never skipped a beat. Nothing had changed. Only thing that changed is that we grew up,
That's it.
but we did not grow apart.
That's it.
And some people don't know the difference between the two. When you don't know the difference between your status with somebody, I say it all the time. And quit, no, I've been saying it since last year. Anybody that follows the show, I've been saying it since last year. Check your status with the Lord.
That's
Because
it.
I can promise you, you not where you think you at.
Mm-mm.
And it's the same thing with your relationships with people. Baby, you better check your status.
That's it.
Because you may not be where you was before. You
Mm-hmm.
might think you are, but I doubt it.
That's it.
People have to grow. And in the growth, if you don't understand what they growing into, you have to step back.
That's it.
I would never hinder any of my friends. If anything, I'm gonna push you so much that you're gonna dislike me.
Mm-hmm.
And I am one of them. Gwen is a witness, Amber is a witness, Latanya is becoming a witness. I will push you until I get on your last nerve.
Mm-hmm.
I will ask you questions to make you check yourself all the time.
Amen.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's what you thought. Oh, okay. That's what you thought the Lord said. Ask me again.
Mm-hmm.
In this season, you got to hear clearly.
That's it.
Clearly. Get the wax out your ears and hear him clearly before you miss a very important step.
That's right.
You better continue to tap into your untapped access right now. Because
That's
when
right.
2023 comes, it ain't gonna be there.
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
sat back and I said, oh, people hear me when they want to hear me. And then people will come back and tell me, well, oh, what you said came to pass. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. I know I heard the Lord. And when I'm talking to somebody, I never say, and anybody that knows it, I never say, I heard the Lord say.
Mm.
Okay? I'm very specific about that. Because you don't never want to tell somebody that the Lord said something he did not say.
That's right.
Now, the Holy Spirit will always give you unction as to what to say. But I have
Mm-hmm.
never said that I heard the Lord say.
Good night, Mother.
Good night, Mama. Love you. And at the end of the day, I'm telling y'all, hear him clearly. Hear him clearly. As we were saying when we first came in, every decision you make has a door attached to it.
Yes, it does.
What doors have you opened? What doors have you closed that you should have kept open? And what doors did you close that you should have never closed? We walk away from stuff sometimes because we didn't like it. But you got to understand, it ain't about what you like.
Mm-mm.
It's about his will.
That's right.
Ask yourself, are you in his will?
Hmm.
Is this your will for me?
Mm.
And I can tell you, if you incline your ear, he gonna tell you yes or no. Is that door or doors that are in front of you right now, is that his will?
Mm.
And if it is, if one of those is his will, if he put two doors in front of you right now and said that if you really are my son or my daughter, you'll walk up to the right door and turn it and open it and walk into your future, would you be
Mm-hmm.
able to pick the right door? Would you be able to pick the right door?
Mm-hmm.
Is your relationship with God that secure
Mm.
that you would be able to choose the right door? This ain't a game, y'all.
No, it's not.
It ain't a game. When he gave the topic for the show tonight, I was like, oh, this gonna be a good one. Because I knew that everybody was gonna come from a different aspect of what open and closed doors meant to them. And I'm still waiting for Emma to take her head off her mouth and open her mouth. But we go through this a lot. Yes, you. Why you point to yourself? Yeah. So I'm telling you, we are in a place now. We still have the untapped access. The question is, do you want the access? You got untapped resources that you've never seen to know how to use. You got knowledge that you have already first, back in the day went to school for, that's in your head that you don't use right now. You got common sense knowledge that you act like you don't know how to walk around with every day. Some people. What is it that you sitting on?
Hmm.
Right?
Wow.
Everybody got a need, but you sitting on
Hmm.
what's going to take you where you need to go. You sitting on what can currently pay your bills.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
You sitting on what can currently catapult you where you try to go into that thing you call the future. What are you sitting on?
And let me say this. A lot of times when we sit on what God has for us, we hold up somebody else's assignment.
Woo!
Okay? Because it's
Amen.
easy to keep your mouth shut and not go after what God has for you. But when God starts sending people your way and you still trying to sit there, or you still trying to hold on to your crutch, or you still walking in instability, listen, or insecurity, there's a problem. And you holding up somebody else's assignment. So guess what? Your suffering is going to be that much greater because
Yeah.
you did not do what the Lord called you to do.
Jesus. Jesus.
I recently, listen, I don't tell people who I am at work because why? You don't have to walk in the room and say, I'm the evangelist in the Lord's church. And listen, you don't got to do all that. Okay.
Mhm.
So there was this young guy. He came in the room. We were sitting with we had to do a one-on-one. And I walked in the room and I said, hey, boo, how you doing? He's young. So, hey. So I'm dealing with the patient because this is my boo. I love this man. Okay. And all of a sudden, we just start talking and we start having church.
Mm.
I said, hold up. We in the hospital room. We supposed to be taking care of patients. I said, I'm gonna share this with you. I said, nobody in this hospital know who I am. I said, you the only one who picked from me. We've been connected since then. I said, my sister and I, the Lord is always sending people our way, either for us to cultivate or he puts us on an assignment for us to pray for, and it's always some form of leadership. I didn't know this man got stood up in front of his church, and then the pastor told him, "You're about to be an evangelist, but I'm not going to help you."
Woo.
Excuse me?
What?
Excuse me. I said,
Wait.
and like people said, these were my exact words. A lot of pastors don't understand their job is to build, to cultivate, and to release. Those was my exact words. And here go Coco. I said, so listen, baby, understand this. When God called you, he already prepared you for it. I said, and he said, greater works.
Greater.
You're already doing the work. And a lot of times, leadership gets in a spirit of jealousy because they see the greater and they trying to hold you back. But you are not anybody's property. Walk in what God told you to do.
And sometimes, to be honest, you got some leadership that when he told him that he can't help him, he might have been right because he can't.
Might have been right. Exactly.
Because he can't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. That's just like you coming to me and saying, "Oh, I want to teach you how to do. I'm gonna teach you how to do woodworking, but I'm not the teacher. So how you teaching me anything if you're not the instructor? What? Okay, all right. So when am I gonna meet the instructor?
Right.
A person can't give you what they don't have.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay?
Amen.
Exactly.
A person can't give you what they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
If
But
they
I
don't
said
possess
all
it,
that to say, be careful when you sit on your gift.
that's
Because
it.
you're hindering somebody else's blessing.
That's it.
You're hindering somebody else from getting to where they need to be because
That's it.
you're on assignment and your life
That's it.
is not your own. You're here for a purpose. It's for
I
a
need you to
purpose.
stay. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Stay out my conversations. I appreciate you. Just
And
stay
you
out
know
my
what else,
conversations.
y'all? And don't you go to another vision board party and cut out one more
That
picture
part.
if you ain't gonna work on it. Don't you go buy another glue stick, pair of
That's it.
scissors, colorful cardboard, glitter if you ain't gonna do it. Because what I start doing when I do vision boards now, I put pictures on one side and the plan of action on the back.
That's
That's
it.
right.
You are not going to be accountable to somebody on reaching those goals. Stop putting them pictures up there and plastering your wall in the house, making wallpaper. If you're not going to do it, leave it alone. Leave it alone.
Part. And I
It's
love
not
that
only
you
that,
said that.
not only-
When I first did my vision board, everything that I put on there came to pass. Why? Because it motivated me.
Come on.
When I said I'm an author, I wrote my first book when I did that vision board. Okay.
Come on.
I did what I needed to do.
Come on.
Everything came to pass. So yes, you have to be accountable to you. Don't just put it up there and don't work it. It don't make any sense.
First of all, the Bible say in Habakkuk, write the vision and make it plain.
Yes.
That's what it say. I ain't making it up. Habakkuk 2:2. There's the verse. Hey, go find it. Go read it. It say write the vision and make it plain. But first of all, how can you write what you don't believe?
That part.
There it is.
That part.
My God.
There's the problem. You keep writing broken visions.
Jesus. Jesus.
Woo.
And you wondering why they not coming to pass. They not coming to pass because they broke.
Jesus.
You don't even believe what you put on the paper.
Jesus.
You better get it together.
I know that's right.
We have 6 months before 2023.
6.
What can you make happen in the next 6 months?
Oh, Jesus.
That is my challenge for anybody watching the show, since we want to put up these wonderful challenges everywhere. My challenge is to every supporter, everybody listening. In the next 6 months, become better than where you at.
Yes. Yes.
In the next 6 months, if you have a business and it's a vision, start it.
Yes.
You got to start somewhere. You're not going to start your business and hit $1 million today,
Mm-hmm.
but start it.
That's right.
You got to crawl before you walk.
Amen.
You don't come out the womb running.
That's right.
You come out the womb growing in stages. Stop trying to outrun your place of progression.
Oh, Jesus.
Before
And I
you
don't
run
know
yourself smack into a brick wall.
whoever this is for. When it comes to your savings, some people tithe, right? Some people don't. But tithe to yourself. I don't care what you tithe to yourself, but tithe something to yourself. Every time you get money, make sure you have a direct transfer going to your savings account. At money market, whatever savings account you have, something that is going to bring about a yield. Okay? Please. And watch. At the end of these 6 months, don't touch it.
Nope.
Get something you got to pay a penalty for if you touch it. At the end of these 6 months, watch. I don't care if it's $10 a week. I don't care if it's $20. I don't care if it's $5 a week. Put something away. Please do. Don't say you're in the process. Oh, I want my apartment. Oh, I'm about to buy a house. Oh, I'm about to buy a car. And you're not doing nothing to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You need a cushion. You hear me? Y'all see what gas is doing right now?
Yes.
Gas is almost $5 a gallon.
Yep.
It's getting to the point where I'm like, look, you know what? I'm about to stay home because gas is too expensive for me to be driving to work. Fill your gas up. I put $60 in my car and filled it up. Fill your gas up at half a tank. Don't let it go under half. Listen, this is for me. Stop eating out.
Bless the Lord.
If you eat out 5 times a week, break it down to 2 or 3. And that money that you was going to use eating out, put it away.
We bless the Lord. She was so right. That one was for her, y'all. Yep. I love her. But yep.
Put it away. That was so for me. I tell myself very well. I'm very
it's cook.
Yes. Cook. Get a smoothie. Yes. Get a smoothie. Listen. I work nights. So what I do on my way home, I get breakfast. On my way into work, I get dinner. I'm probably sleep at lunchtime. Okay, so cooking, no. But
It is so sad.
What I love, and they always yell at me, is ravioli. I love my lunch meat. I can get that. I can have that. If I put this money away, okay, it will be a major difference in these accounts. your savings is going to go up. If you're a smoker and you smoke, don't try to say act like y'all not smokers.
Throw it away.
Smoke 5 times a week. Start smoking too. Look, deliverance is taking place and you saving money. Because I guarantee you a pack of cigarettes is about $10.
Especially for the folks that smoke Newports.
That part. If you smoke weed, listen, y'all know how y'all put your weed to the side and it's legal. Listen, put it in your account. It's time to store up for yourself. Store up for yourself. Food, toilet paper,
Yep.
canned goods, store up. COVID's not dead. And guess what else?
They other stuff coming.
Other stuff is coming back. TB,
Smallpox. The smallpox is actually this new little monkeypox thing. Same thing.
it's all coming back. I'm telling y'all, they're telling you it's okay to take the mask down. Don't. Please don't. It's so important. There's so many people I see in the hospital with COVID, with TB, HIV.
It's a bunch of stuff.
So I'm sorry I went that way, but please, I'm going to turn this back. Store up for yourself.
Y'all already know that we've been saying it since last year, early part of last year. If you don't have a deep freezer, go buy one, stock it up. Because there's a shortage on the rise and they talk about it daily. And you just act like, oh, okay, the shortage is just today. It'll be back tomorrow. No. 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 Stock up on dry goods, beans. If you are a person that can't eat stuff out of a can, get you some fresh frozen vegetables and keep them in your deep freezer.
That's right.
If you have stores that are by you or meat markets, go and buy your meat by the case. And stock up for yourself and your house. Because there's going to come a time when you get ready to go out your door and you go in the store and every shelf, it will be bare. You can keep thinking it's a joke if you want. But they are about to make it so. So we telling y'all, stock up on everything, not just food goods, everything. Body wash, deodorant, toilet paper, spices, all of that wonderful stuff. Because you're going to need it.
Yep.
If you got a house that has a nice little plot of land, start your own garden. If you don't know how to garden and you may not have a green thumb, ask somebody. But I promise you, you're going to be glad you did it.
That's right.
Amber, do you finally have something to say?
Ma'am, it's the pettiness for me on this blessed day. Good morning. Good morning. That's quite petty. I love my mom though, y'all. She's probably the only person that could come for me like that. Bless her heart. I was kind of just chilling actually. It was nice to be amongst people, and listening to wisdom. I'm the youngest person up here, so it's good to listen to wisdom. Let me ask a question. Ma and Ma, that's up there, both of y'all. Is it okay if I just talk? Okay, cool. Thank you. Now, I gotta be in order. It's fine. Okay. I guess we're not going by titles. We're going by titles. Miss Crystal, can I speak to you for 2 seconds?
Yes, ma'am.
It's literally 2 seconds. Okay. So I was listening to you talk, and the Lord showed me Monsters Inc. Right? So I don't know if you guys have seen the movie, but I actually used to love that movie when I was a kid. And so the basis of the story is there's these two monsters that wind up trying to scare a little girl. The little girl winds up falling in love with the monsters. And then because the monsters find out that, hey, uh the little baby got attached and really wasn't scared, they tried to take the doorway, right?
Mhm.
But the monsters hold on to this one piece of the
Mhm.
door.
Mhm.
This one piece of the door. And so I was trying to figure out what God was trying to say. And so he told me that he wants to speak to you about the unprocessed door.
Okay.
Wow.
He said that a lot of the problem that you have when it comes to your family life, your
Mhm.
spiritual life, and even your workplace life comes from the process of, oh, well, I'll just settle here.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be okay right here because if I'm here and I don't say this or I don't acknowledge that, then ain't nobody gonna be mad at me. I won't lose anybody.
Mm.
I'm tired of losing people. I'm tired of hurting. And so I'll just hold it, but it's building in you, right?
Yeah.
And so it's causing a lot of unprocessed feelings. And so I don't know if you do, if you don't, or if you haven't. But one thing, like I'm sitting here, and so I got on here and I was just waking up, right? And I instantly, while you were talking, I felt like this pressure in my head,
Mhm.
and it was kind of random because I
Mhm.
was like, hey, I'm pretty good right now. You know, I'm pretty good. But God says you harbor so much in your mind that it's literally causing such attention that sometimes some nights it's literally causing you to feel restless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's causing you to feel restless. And so he says that the most powerful door you will use in this season is your mouth.
Okay.
You have to
Yeah.
speak to things in this season. You can't listen to your leaders.
Mm.
And then when the wall comes, you're saying, well, God, I heard what they said, and I'm going to say it, but
Mhm.
I'm not processing it through. I'm not
Mm.
reacting right. So that's where somebody up here said, hey, faith without works is there, right? Because when our leaders talk, we have the faith.
Right.
We like, yes, God, I know you can. I know you're going to do it. Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah.
But then when life comes, we
Yeah.
like, all right, what I'm supposed to do? Right. And so
Yeah.
God is saying that in this season, the way your mountains will move is with what you speak.
Yes, ma'am.
What you speak concerning your husband, your kids, your family in general, because there's some family situations that you've seen that God has showed you that you need to speak to, but
Mhm.
people have lowered your self-esteem spiritually so much so that you choose not to speak to it because maybe I'm partially what they say I am,
Mhm.
or I don't have as much power as they say I do. But the
Mhm.
Bible tells us that life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Oh.
So therefore, if I speak to a thing and
Mm.
I believe it, and then I act the way God tells me to, then the door will either open or shut. That's the only options it has. If it's according to God's will and you speak according to his will, it's going to open or shut. He's going to do the thing, right? And so even the door when it comes to you losing people, because there's some
Ooh.
attachments that you're just like playing tug of war with, that God is
Mhm.
saying, well, how long you finna play this tug of war before I cut the rope myself and the both of y'all
Yeah.
fall?
Yeah.
And it's not worth falling to have to get back up
No.
when you can just stand, because that's what he told us. We have the power to do it, right? So because when we look at David and Goliath, right? David stood. He knew the authority God gave him. He knew everything that was within him, and he chose to walk forward
Mhm.
to take the smallest of things to take down the biggest thing, right? And so God is saying in this season, the smallest thing has the power to take down every big mountain that is in your life. He wants you to see the fullness thereof in this season. And that even comes to how you walk in ministry, right? Because you're not who you were, and
Mm-hmm.
who God is calling you to be is not just going to say, oh, well, I know God is calling me in the ministry, and I'm content with just being the intercessor. I'm content when people acknowledge me. But what happens if God says they're not going to acknowledge you, but you still have to speak?
Mm.
When God uses you for correction because you see it, you are open to it. But the problem is, oftentimes you're open to it, and then, hey, I'm just gonna hold on to this one piece of wood and let's keep going,
Mm.
right? So God is saying, plug in that piece of wood, let the light come on, let the door open, and do, because when you do what I'm telling you to do, everything else will fall into place. No more dumbing yourself down. We're coming against this low self-esteem that comes when it comes to situations that are really, really close to you. We're going to come against that, and we're going to speak power and strength, and then we're going to speak that you will regain your joy back, right? Because for the last 5 years I've seen your light of joy dim down, right? It's I really don't know you, so I can just,
All right.
so I just see it in the last 5 years. And the more that you feel like you're taking a hit, the more you feel like this thing is taking my joy. But the song says, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, right? And so because the world didn't give it to me, I understand that my joy possesses a lot for me, right? Because it says the joy of the Lord is my strength. So if I plug into the Lord, I'll regain my strength back.
Mm-hmm.
If I plug into the Lord, I'll inhabit everything that's for me. Not because a lot of times, even you've spoken things to other people and it's come to pass, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm happy for you, but then it's like, well, what about me? And that's the season you've been at, like, God, what about me? Where are you at when I'm like right here? And so you've been walking kind of like crippled because you're like, hey, God, I'm here, I'm gonna keep coming because I know I got to, but I just need you to do this thing right now. And God is saying it's not in the right now, it's in the what you speak,
Okay.
right? The what you speak. So if I speak, and so a lot of y'all know, well, I don't know, I haven't really met Miss Tanya, but hi. A lot of y'all know that I went through miscarriage after miscarriage, right? And so the thing is, I spoke over myself, and I said, I'm going to be able to birth a child, and it shall live and not die, right? And I'm in a season now where the joy that comes with it is I can say every day, regardless. And me and my Coco, we talk every day, literally, right? And so I'll be like, I feel horrible. But I thank God, because even in my feeling horrible, that's a sign that something healthy is going on, right? I used to go through these things and be depressed. And I mean, I would be so depressed and suicidal. Y'all be like, y'all, I'll be up here and y'all wouldn't even know, because that's just how real life it was, right? Because the mentality of ministry is you got to keep pushing. And so some people push without healing, and that breaks them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we have a lot of leaders and a lot of ministry people. I'm a mom and praise dancer, right? And I've been doing it all my life. And so I have circles of friends. And out of my circle of friends that I've had for the last 14 years that I've danced, about 10 of them have committed suicide. Because as a minister, hey, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. People expect of me to give them God that I just feel like is gone. He's vacant in me. Where he's at, right? And so God is saying, I'm going to do a refilling into you because you deserve it. And as I refill you, you will understand why. And I couldn't do it until you chose to be obedient. But even when I tell you why, you have to agree with me quickly so that I can keep going to the next thing. Okay, thank you. Next, we were talking about open and closed doors, right? um, and so I was like, looking at stuff. And so I'm a teacher. And so one of the things is I have 14 kids in my classroom, right? And in my classroom, in the whole school, we do this thing called a lockdown drill. And I have to gather all 14 kids. I have to put them in this small little closet, and I have to lock the door from the inside, right? And then I have to tell them, hey, y'all got to keep it down. 'Cause we don't want to get got in, and I don't do bad news like that, okay? So I would like to preserve my life. So y'all, we gotta be quiet in this season. We're gonna be quiet, okay? And they laugh at me, but they understand the assignment, right? Because they
Mhm.
understand that if when Miss Amber closes the door and if we're quiet, we're safe. But if she leaves the door open, we can be seen so much so that even if we are silent, harm can still find us. Right. And so one of my kids' parents, they gave me a cup that I was drinking out of his water. Ironically, that should be so proud of me. It's water. But the cup says chaos coordinator, right? It says chaos coordinator, Miss Amber. And I really took offense to that at first. 'Cause when my parents gave it to me, and I was like, you think my classroom is chaotic? What the world? So when y'all shut the door, y'all be talking about me? Right? Right? Y'all be like, what's happening here? Right? And so it's easy to say because I realize I have 2 year olds. They're almost three now, but they're two. So anybody knows 2 year olds and these new 2 year olds, bless the Lord, they a lot. These new 2 year olds, who they a blessing. And I couldn't understand it until just now, right? So I was worshiping while y'all was talking. I was also worshiping and praying. And I said, well, God, why is the chaos okay? And he said, well, here's the problem. We look at chaos as a bad thing, but when we open the door to a church,
Hmm.
we walk in the building of churches. If you're looking, there's chaos all around. It's the job of the leader to bring all things into subjection with the help of others, right? Because we believe in the fivefold. And as long as everybody's in one accord and in the right position, all things must come subject to the will of the Father so that he's able to move.
Yep.
So that he's able to move. Okay. So what happens is we have people that are prophets that open doors
Mhm.
and shut the door because they don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
Oh God, not today. I'm just coming to the service for a nice dance. I see you need healing. I see you need deliverance. I see you're dying.
But won't say a word.
But I'm gonna keep my door closed today. Cause today is personal. You know that thing. Oh, that wears me out when it when it comes to ministry. It's personal. Well, if it's personal and your intimacy with God is correct because you have that open communication with Him, then while it's personal, that means that it's so personal that you're going to care about others, right? Because that's an attribute of God, right? And so often we as ministers of the gospel, because I'm not just going to come at prophets, because evangelists do it too, because evangelists will walk on the street, see somebody on the street, God will tell them, hey, this person wants to accept me but has nobody to talk to. He will give them the words to say and they still choose to drive off. Pastors will see people, choose not to speak to it.
Yep.
As even in their sheep, they ain't even got to look at the people on the streets because now people are stopping doing, street ministry. They ain't doing that no more because the guns and all that stuff. So they really don't want to do street ministry no more. I came up when I was growing up. We went in them streets, and I lived in Philadelphia. Okay,
Yes.
and we didn't just go in the streets around the church. We went into the projects, the hardest projects, where the highest gun rates was, and Huddy, they told us, hey, let's go. We went there and we rebuilt their whole project. We gave them new playgrounds. But in the midst of that, the reason why they loved us coming and looking forward to us every year is because we chose God and we chose to pray for them. We opened the door for God to do just what He chose to do, right? And so right now, because we're living in this place of fear as a body, we're closing a lot of doors that God is opening for us, right? But then we can do We could do all these ministries. We could do all these goals, right? Everybody got some kind of money profit ministry. So come on. We're gonna give the capital campaign. That capital campaign. It's gonna rebuild the church, but why are we rebuilding the church if you ain't getting the people around the church?
Not even that. You done had a building fund for 15 years and ain't moved into nothing new yet.
And he moved into it, yeah. Okay. We gonna build a community center, but the community can't come. What? How that work? How that work? I don't understand. And so, I was like, okay, God, this is what we're gonna do. And he said, look at doors. When you look at a door, there are a lot of different types of doors, right? There's them skinny, tall doors, and if you big, you ain't fitting through it. Unless, I mean, you gotta suck it till you can't suck it no more. Can't girdle. You need about 4 girdles if you nice and plump, nice and voluptuous in the front and the back. You need about 4 of them. Okay, just to fit in there. Then you got the double doors. And when you do the double doors, you have the choice to go through one side or the other. And one side remains closed, whatever side of the door you choose not to go to, right? And you can choose to go in it and see everything that's there, right? Because we go to a store, and most time that's where you see them. Or even my closet has like double doors, and so I can open it. I open one side, and I'll be like, "Oh no, this is not the side of clothes that I want today. Let me shut this door." But if we open both, what happens? What happens if we choose to stop shutting things out just because it's not appetizing or pleasing to our sight? What about what we're hearing? What about when we go through those doors? Because we're just trusting God, right? And so another door is just asking God to order your steps. Let's just God order these steps. So if He orders my steps and He brings me to a door, He will lead me to the door. And if it's not meant for me, guess what? He always presents a way of escape, right? That's why in every building you have an exit sign, right? There's always an exit sign there. It'd be like, let's go. You can go right here. Because guess what? If it's not meant for you, you can turn right around. But we're not open to hearing him say, yeah, this for you. Nah, player. This ain't for you. So we're going to smoke. And God saying, well, how you going to smoke this like this? And you out here just, you know, doing all kinds of stuff. And I'm calling you to live upright because people deserve to see you the same way in church and out of church, right?
Mm.
In church and out of church. You can't be on the seesaw trying to find your own balance,
Mm-hmm.
right? I have youth that I have, right? And so they tell me I'm corny all the time. We have meetings every Friday and they be like, Amber, you don't know this song? No, I don't know the baby, little baby. And my coco and I was singing some song that's from like 1999, and my coco and was like, "I need you to stop singing that because you don't even sound right, right?" Because I'm always praying or worshiping, and so my kids do that too. Like they be like, "Miss Amber, like for real? Like you're 27 years old and you don't know these songs? You don't go out here? I'm literally in my homebody, right?" And so they be like, you don't have a lot of friends? No, I don't. I really don't. But I choose not to have a lot of friends because I need friends that's gonna be like me. Not the same person, but we gonna live upright together. I need us to hold each other accountable. So if I can't rely on you,
That's it.
then guess what? If I'm pushing you and you not pushing back, something wrong here. Something wrong here. So I choose not to have a lot of friends. I told my coco that the other day. I said, my coco, I really find it a problem. I'm trying to get some lists together and I ain't got no friends. All these people is my family. Like, what the world? Who does that? And friends that I had when I was younger, hey, 99% of them, I don't even know where they at right now. It's okay. I've become okay with it, right? And so God is telling me, even with that. to be okay with the door that he's closing. He's hiding us in this season, right? We talk about the open heaven, but in order for us to be in the open heaven, we got to find our secret place. We got to be in that secret place and rejoice in the secret place because there's safety there. There's endurance there. We're going to be rejuvenated there. We're going to shift there so that when we come out and we close this door, we already prepared. You know.
I have to say that when she was talking about the different types of doors, and we not going to try to hold everybody tonight, but I got to say this. You know, when you go in the hospital, you have the automatic open door, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you notice that every building you go to don't have that. So you have some doors that will open automatically for you, and you have some doors that you have to physically open. The reason why you go in certain places and you have to physically open the door is one, especially like if you come to my house, my door is not unlocked for you to just walk through it, right? I mean, who we don't do that no more. You know, back in the day, a lot of people went to sleep with their doors unlocked. But now my door is not unlocked for you to just be able to walk through it. And then you got to think about this as well. You have a okay. Most of us either live in an apartment or you in the house already. Tell me what you gonna feel like if you ever try. You come home one day and your key don't work. Your key will not open your door. Now you know when you left, your key was working, but you come back, that same key won't unlock your door no more. Now, what's the first thing that's gonna pop in your head? The first question for most people, okay, is it, especially if you live with somebody else, did they change my lock? But if you live alone, they only one or two reasons why your key ain't gonna work. Either you didn't pay your bill, okay, or sometimes people can do stuff while you're gone and try to jimmy your lock and it'll mess it up and your key won't work to
Mm-hmm.
get in your door. But you have to stop and ask yourself, with all of these opportunities and all these different types of doors and all the different types of scenarios that could happen, the door that is placed in front of you right now, before we get off of this line, and don't, if you cool with saying it out loud, say it out loud. But if you feel like you can't say that out loud, I don't want you to answer it out loud. The door that's placed in front of you right now, can you open it? Can you open it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it safe for you to walk through it? Because you know it's the Lord. If
Coco,
you, yeah.
while speaking, there's some doors that you have to badge through in a hospital.
Ooh,
Only certain personnel gets personal access.
right.
That's what I hear. You have personal access to this door, but everybody is
Don't
not
have that access.
validated to go through this door. You were
Mm-hmm.
validated to go through this door.
Mm-hmm.
He's already giving you validation to get through this door. Are you going to accept it, or is your badge tainted?
Ooh, it is your access still your access. That's just like when people in the FBI, in order to get certain things, they have to have special clearance,
Clearance. Mm-hmm. He's
right?
giving it to you.
They have to have special clearance. Right now, you have special clearance. I don't have Quint's level of clearance. Quint don't have my level of clearance. Latanya don't have my level of clearance. She has her own clearance. Everybody got their own special little VIP level of clearance. With your clearance level, what can you access though?
Mm.
Do you have the highest clearance where you could go in anything?
Mm.
Or do you have enough clearance that you can make it through this door? And then I got to go through the stages, get promoted, take the exam to get this clearance
Mm.
so I can make it to the next door.
Mm.
But if you got the highest clearance, that means you got access to everything.
That's right.
Ask yourself tonight. And you can put it in that way, put it in whatever way you got to put it in your head to make it work. But for me, what is your clearance level?
Mm-hmm.
You got access to everything? If not, you need to ask yourself why. Because if you serve the God that you say you serve, then you got access to everything.
Got access to everything. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm.
So tonight, I thank y'all. This was awesome.
Yes, it
And
was.
I pray that everybody that needed to get something from it was able to take something from everybody that spoke,
Yeah.
not just from one individual, because everybody dropped nuggets tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm telling y'all, make sure y'all hashtag that. The challenge that I just spoke of. The challenge is challenge yourself to be better in the next 6 months.
Mm.
That's the challenge. For some people, hashtag respect yourself challenge.
Mm.
Hashtag know your worth challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling you, there is no reason why nobody should be devaluing their own self anymore.
That's right.
Begin to see yourself the way God see you.
Yeah.
For him, you a jewel,
That's right.
a rare jewel.
Mm-hmm.
He said it in the word.
Amen. Amen.
So see yourself the way he see you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody else got to tell you you cute. Tell yourself.
I know that's right. Amen.
Tell yourself. I told Latanya the other day. I said, girl, you was cute, and that's what you do. You get up and tell yourself. I'm not a makeup wearer like that, y'all. For the people that know me, they know I'm not. Yeah, I got little specks all on my face, but if I put some on, I'm gorgeous. I'm gorgeous without it though.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Amen.
That's what you tell
Amen.
yourself. I don't have to put on no
Hey,
makeup to look good for nobody.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
If I put it on, you wouldn't know who you were looking at.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makeup does. Makeup is a cover up. You catch it? For the people that that it just went over your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makeup is a cover up. I don't have nothing to hide right here. You see it all the time. So I'm telling you, I absolutely love this show tonight, y'all. I can't speak for everybody else. We're
Yes.
gonna let everybody else say what they need
Awesome.
to say. We're gonna drop it off right here, and we gonna do this again. I can promise you we're gonna do this again. Right? So before we get ready to go, I'm gonna go clockwise here. And it's been a long time since I looked at an actual clock, y'all. So I might be rotating it the wrong way. But work with me. So we're gonna start with Gwen. What you got to say to the people before we get off?
Look, as I stated earlier, just
You have not because you ask not. So get that relationship with God, get under the umbrella that He has built. Understand that He came, He left us a comforter. So whatever you need, it's there. It's at the table. It's at the table. Go after it. It's waiting. Just go after it. It's up to you. You have a choice. You either gonna procrastinate or you gonna walk by faith and not by sight. Choice is yours.
All right. Tanya, what you got, man? What you got for the people before you get off here, ma'am?
I feel like this season of uncertainty is not a death wish. If you pay attention to what's been happening over the last couple of years, what we considered as normal will never be normal again.
Mm-hmm.
Change is inevitable.
That's
Either you
right.
walking into a door or you coming out of a door. But in between, get restored, let God heal you, and be prepared and be open for your next. We've been
Yeah,
looking at your next as in you're next to get a disease just like your granny did when she was 7. That's not what your next means. Your
mm-hmm.
next means you're next to be the one to change the entire trajectory of your lineage.
That's
That's
it.
right.
You got the goods. Let's
That's
get it
it.
done.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it. I love that, y'all. I'm waiting for her to do her conference, y'all. Y'all waiting for that too. It's coming. I know it is. Go
Pray,
ahead,
y'all. Pray.
Crystal. Crystal.
I have thoroughly enjoyed myself. What God has given me is we need to trust the process of what He's taking us through. Any doors that He opens, know that He has your best interest at heart. And when He closes the door, He opens another door to replace that. And I received everything that everybody ministered to me tonight, and I really needed it. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart and my soul because I was battling with my aunt, but um, this was her season. So He's changing the stage trajectory of where I'm going. And she took me as far as she could. So definitely trust the process and know that the doors that God is opening for you, He's opening them for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm full, so that's pretty much it, y'all. But thank
Amen.
Hey, I think that some people forget that it's a changing of the guards.
Yes, it is.
you. Damn, man.
Yes, it is.
It's a changing of the guards, y'all. That's the reason why the older heads are leaving
Mm-hmm.
because it's now your time to step
That's
up and
right.
do the same thing they did all your life. It's a changing of the guards. You can't change a guard if they still in office.
That's right.
That's so true.
Go ahead, Amber.
I think that while y'all going through the door, my just biggest encouragement is that in all things give thanks, whether the door is shut or whether it's open. God, I thank you because there's a purpose in all things that God does, and He does all things well, whether we like it, whether we approve it or not. He does all things well. Let's give thanks with a grateful heart, not a heart of remorse, not a heart of frustration, not a heart of God, how could you? But with a heart of thanksgiving. And let's bless Him through all doors.
Amen.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, before we get up off here, one more thing I need to ask of my wonderful friend, Miss Tanya over here. If you don't mind, ma'am, will you pray us on out?
Yes, I will. Father, we just thank and praise you right now because we are going to have a posture of gratitude. You said in all things give thanks and count it all joy, no matter what it is. If a door has been closed, if a door has been open, our posture is going to be gratitude so we can be positioned for greater. So I'm going to ask you, God, to just place a special blessing over everyone who has been watching, every person here, all those connected to these different families. I thank you, God, for showing up. Yeah. I thank you, God, for showing up tonight and individually giving everybody exactly what they needed. Even though we may not even be well acquainted, you know each person here and exactly what they needed to catapult them into the next level. So, God, whether you're going to open the door and close the door, I'm just going to stand back and let you do what it is you do because you're God and I'm not. So, I thank you right now for everything that you are doing, going to do, have done. And we are not going to look behind us, but we're going to look forward to what you have in front of us. We will not live in fear. We will walk by faith and we will be accountable to one another because we are going to achieve our goals and do every single thing you have created us to do in excellence. So, God, I give you praise and honor for what you did today. So, God, do it again. Cold Blue, hashtag Cold Blue. Do it again next time because I'll be right here. I'm here for it, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I so love her, y'all.
Cold blue, yes, ma'am.
That's it. Y'all got it. Y'all heard it. Cold Blue. Hashtag it. We got some new hashtags for y'all tonight. We done put them all on the screen. So
Ooh.
I
Look,
love
well,
everybody.
look, hashtag rapid response on
Come
Sunday.
That's
on.
it. That's it.
Response.
That's it. Y'all already know my motto, my statement. I love y'all to life. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So live, 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 and live some more. That's what I have for y'all. Understand that in this season, you will live and not die. Speak it over yourself. All right. So we love y'all. Stay tuned for announcements on next week's show. We have some announcements coming down the pipe. Other than that, we love y'all. We'll see y'all Monday. Have a good one.